Hi, folks. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Life's course on launching your online coaching empire. My name is John Tanner, and I'm going to be your host through this course. It's a masterclass. It's 6 series long, and it's going to be about 1 hour per episode. And you get this course for free for purchasing the $7 workbook that you're seeing on the screen here, Launching Your Online Coaching Empire. And the goal of this course is to help you overcome the fear and procrastination or analysis paralysis that happens to a lot of people because they've seen other programs on how to create an online course, and they're just so complicated and overwhelming that you're frozen in fear and you never get started. So I want to help you overcome that. I'm doing this for my own personal use in my business, as well as the people who are inside of the entrepreneurial life. I want to give them this access to this resource that can help them create their online courses. And it's essentially for any business owner. I was thinking, and I had in mind online coaches and course creators, but it's really useful for any business who has a need to educate their audience. So you can use this for a form of thought leadership in order to introduce your product or your service to your potential client, or you can use it as a secondary ancillary income stream for doing something that you're skilled in, whatever your leadership ability is, whatever that talent that you have is. If you can educate other people, like think about this, think about a younger version of yourself is your target audience. It's the best way to get started in zeroing in on your target audience. Now, you can have targeted messages to reach multiple different types of people that could benefit from your product or your service. But in the beginning, it's easier to start and make some momentum with focusing on one person as your ideal client avatar. And that should be a younger version of yourself that has a need for the product or the service that you're offering. With that in mind, that's kind of like the framework. We're going to go through these slides that I created. And when I created these slides, I did it in one day. I created this course in one day, but now I'm filming the production of this course. Actually, I brainstormed with one of my students for 2 hours on how to create a course from scratch. And I thought, okay, well, what if I take that information and create a whole course in one day? So the idea is that how to create a course in a day. And the very first segment we're going to go through now is how do you do that? What are the steps that are involved in creating a course in a day? So let me go ahead and open up my slides, full screen here. Okay, so this is the course, Learn How to Harness the Power of Digital Technology and Delivering Professional Training Content on Demand. And when I say learn how to harness technology, it's utilizing resources like ChatGPT and Google and answerthepublic.com in order to gather the information that you need and help you streamline creating the content that you're going to create to launch a course. If you don't know who I am, my name is John Tanner. I started the Entrepreneurial Life a couple of years ago with my son. It started off as a podcast, the Entrepreneurial Life podcast, but we've also created other content pieces. We have courses that we're working on that we've published some of them, and we're still working on others. We have books, and our target audience is the Christians who want to be their own bosses, whether you work in real estate or you're a personal trainer, or you like me, I work at a law firm full time during the day in immigration law. So you could be in a lot of different areas, but I'm also a real estate broker and I own my own company, Coleman Tanner Realty. And so like if you're an entrepreneur like me, or like Sebastian, who's studying to be a personal trainer and he wants to open up his personal training business on the side of the other things that we are doing, like the Entrepreneurial Life, then you could benefit from having online courses and creating content so that you can attract people into your sphere of influence so that you can generate business. So there's a lot of different ways that you can utilize this content. So, but it's really nice to have, and one of the things that we were thinking of is like, so we created a course called the 10 Pillars of Entrepreneurial Success. And those 10 pillars are essentially 10 different revenue streams, 10 pillars of income that anybody can have regardless of what your business is. And I found that very motivational for myself because when I first got started in real estate, I couldn't make it, man. I was one of those 90% that fell out in the first year because I didn't have the resources in order to sustain myself as I was growing my business. And so I thought, well, what if I was to create a way, go out and research the ways that people make money outside of real estate so that you could sustain yourself, like you could hold yourself up while you pursue the thing that you're passionate about. And so that became my lifelong journey over the last 30 years. And I've gone in and out of different things. And I don't want to tell you my whole life story, but being in the military, being a real estate appraiser for a decade, then being a teacher for over a decade, teaching language arts to middle and high school students, and then subbing while in law school, grad school, in the opposite order. And finally, landing in working in a law firm and still pushing my real estate business on the side. And all of these things get in, come into your life and can steer you in a different direction. And that's perfectly fine. But I still have at the back of my mind, I still think about that entry level John Tanner who got into the first real estate class when he was 20 years old. I'm now almost 50. And I think back to him and I'm like, you know what? I want to help that guy still. And you could be that person, right? You could be just entering into the real estate arena and you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm going to support myself while I'm pursuing this, because maybe you don't have that nest egg to lean on. So this is a good way for you to create content and serve people in different ways so that you can pursue your career in real estate or whatever it is that you like, that you love, that may not pay the bills so well, right? So like maybe you're a professional ballerina, or maybe you're a theater actor. I was a theater actor too at one point. I was trying to pursue my career in film, and I was a theater major when I was 20 years old while I was in the Army Reserve. And so I would go out and work on movie sets. I'd make $100 for the day as an extra. And then I'm back to the drawing board. And I used to laugh and joke around and call myself a professional auditioner because I did more time auditioning. And one year I went on over 200 auditions because I was tracking myself. And then after that, I stopped tracking it. But I went on over 200 auditions in 1 year down in Miami. And I thought, wow, this is crazy. I can't afford to keep doing this, bartending, working as a waiter, going to my weekend drills once a month in the Army Reserves, and taking classes at college. It's rough, man. And so like, there's just careers like that, theater, dancing, art, that it's helpful to have ancillary income streams. And so I've just been passionate about creating those income streams. And so this is one of them. And I thought, well, okay, from all the content that I've gathered, I'm surely with ChatGPT and answerthepublic.com and all these other resources, I could surely help people create an online course in one day, right? It doesn't have to be that complicated. In fact, the KISS method is always the best method, and that's keep it simple, silly. So let's go through the slides, and we're gonna see what we're gonna discover today, right, in this 1 hour session. All right, how can you use online coaching to empower yourself and others? With numerous platforms for collaboration, communication, and learning, the possibilities are endless. And we're going to talk about the technology that you can use, that we're using in our business, and you can use for your coaching and course creation business as well in a little bit. So who am I? My name is John Tanner. I'm a Christian life coach, trainer, and entrepreneurship coach. I'm a real estate broker / mentor and personal development coach. I have some online classes called the Up Series, which teaches you how to first deal with your self-sabotaging beliefs, such as things that make you have low self-esteem and low self-worth. And you can check those out on Udemy. Just look for my name, John W. Tanner, on Udemy, and you can see those classes, which is about personal development. All right, my mission is to equip individuals with the tools and skills to thrive personally and professionally. Through workshops, small groups, and personalized coaching sessions, I guide trainers, entrepreneurs, and influencers in creating meaningful and impactful learning experiences. All right. After a decade of working with adolescents, youth, from kindergarten to the 12th grade, after a decade of doing that, I came to realize that as much as I love teaching, I would much rather be teaching teachers, people who are going to go out there and share their knowledge with others, like meta teaching, as opposed to being, boots on the ground in the trenches with the actual students. That's great. That's beautiful. And if you're the one who's in the classroom, in the trenches with the students, that's awesome. I applaud you, because that's a really tough job to do. But for me personally, I came to the point where like, I wanted to step out of that role and step into a role of educating and empowering people not for the public school system, but for private use, to go out there and educate others. So a while back, somebody had told me that they saw this vision of a oak tree, and that I was the oak tree, and that the leaves and the branches were going to be the fruits of my labor. And I thought that was such a beautiful metaphor. And so I've held on to that. I love that. And in fact, I use it as a logo for this new course that my son and I are creating called the Faithfulpreneur. It's going to be a free class that's available for people who want to be Christian life coaches, to do that as a ministry, to give away free coaching lessons to people, young people specifically, like, elementary, middle school, high school students, college students that need guidance, so that anybody can step in and be a mentor to a younger version of themselves, right? Kind of like big brothers, big sisters. We want to empower people to do that. And that's going to be a free ministry that my son and I are creating. Anyway, so we want to empower people to take that information, right? The skills to be a life coach, and go out there and whatever capacity, because life coach encompasses all of life. So you could be a personal trainer, a health and wellness coach, cooking coach, whatever. We want to empower people to go out there and be instructors to teach people how to be a life coach to others. Okay. And also a business coach as well. So what are we going to do in launching your online coaching empire? And I say online coaching empire because it's really online coaching and course creation. And this is specifically about the course creation content, but it's for online coaching. So welcome to Launching Your Online Coaching Empire, where we unveil the blueprint for aspiring entrepreneurs looking to carve their niche in the lucrative realms of life coaching and course creation. In today's digital age, the demand for personal development and online education is soaring. It's $1 billion industry, people, presenting a golden opportunity for innovative minds to thrive in this dynamic landscape. Whether you're a seasoned professional seeking to transition your expertise online, or you're a budding entrepreneur ready to do a startup, and you have a passion for empowering others, then this course is going to be your gateway to building a thriving coaching and course creation business from the ground up. Let me just pause for a second and say that if you take our Christian life coaching course and you become a Christian life coach, then you say, well, okay, that's great, John. I would love to do that as a volunteer act, but I can't just do this 100% without making any kind of profit on it. I need to make some kind of a profit to fund my mission. Well, there's ways that you can make profits, even though you offer free coaching. Like, let's say you do the life coaching, the Christian life coaching for free, but then you also have other businesses that you do. Like, let's say you do personal fitness and training. Well, if you're doing personal fitness and training, you can charge for that component, right? You could give the free Christian life coaching away. That gives you exposure and connections to people. You help empower them, and then whatever it is that they're pursuing, there may be ways of you to earn ancillary income. Like, let's say one of those people that you're coaching, they want to become a personal fitness coach, and you introduce them to a program that we use called Paperbell. And if they sign up to use Paperbell, then they would earn a commission for being an affiliate partner and recommending that service. And right now, Paperbell pays $99 after 3 months of using their program. So you can earn $100 for every referral that you make to Paperbell. That's one of the things that we're doing, is we've become affiliate partners with Paperbell so that we can do that as well. And then the other thing is, like, let's say if you're doing personal fitness training, well, if you have whey protein powder or pre-workout powder or some kind of dietary products, you can earn affiliate commissions for promoting those products as well. So there's money to be made on the back end. You don't have to necessarily make money on the front end. You can make money on the back end, but you need reach, you need exposure, you need to serve people in order to have those doors of opportunity open up. And we'll get into those details later on. I just wanted to preface that because you could have a completely free coaching class or coaching program and still make money on the back end. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind. All right. Throughout this journey, we're going to navigate through the intricacies of entrepreneurship. We're going to deep dive into the nuances of life coaching and explore the art of crafting transformative, that's the key word, online courses. From defining your unique coaching proposition, what is it that you're going to coach, to designing captivating course content that's easy to do with ChatGPT, from mastering marketing strategies, we'll talk about how you can use YouTube and Pinterest and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook to get your message out there and amplify it. We'll show you how to amplify it, to leveraging technology for things like Paperbook and Etsy so that you can have scalable growth. And we're not going to leave any stone unturned in equipping you with the knowledge and skills that you need to succeed in this competitive industry. And make no mistake, it is very, very competitive, and we are in a global marketplace, which is actually a good thing. This course is designed specifically for startup entrepreneurs, but it's not exclusive to startups. You can have an existing business, but you're not at a place where you're leveraging online marketing for your business or an online component of your business, which today you need to be online. 100% you need to be online, especially after the COVID crisis where we were all locked in for over a month. You need to be online. So if this is for startups or existing businesses that want to enter the online space, this course will provide you with practical insights, some actionable steps, some strategies, and some real world examples. We're going to go through some real activities today so that for people who are seeking to make a meaningful impact and simply craving the thrill of building your own empire, that's me too, launching your own online coaching empire will empower you to turn your vision into a reality. So are you ready to embark on this exhilarating entrepreneurial journey where passion meets profit and purpose? Then let's harness the power of digital innovation, embrace the limitless potential of online education, and embark on a transformational quest, transforming you and the people that you serve to build an online coaching empire. How about you say we get into it? Here we go. So here's the components. I'm going to come online every Saturday for the next 6 weeks. So you got 5 main classes, and then there's going to be a 6th one at the end, a bonus class. So in lesson 1 today, we're talking about brainstorming. We need to identify a course purpose. We're going to write a course outline. We're going to research those topics for this course on ChatGPT and Google. And that's all we're going to do today. Then next week, we'll go over brand personality. Then we'll do the following week, we'll do targeting your audience, how to identify your specific audience, how to create an audience statement, audience persona, your ideal client avatar. And then if you want to go further, you can start conducting interviews. You can either do that in the beginning or you can do it after you launch. Interview your clients and see how well they're being served by the content that you've created. And we're going to do media production following that, which is how are you going to upload your video scripts to, I recommend uploading them to BigView so you can have a teleprompter for your recording. And then we're going to do the recording of your talking head videos, which is what you're seeing right now, along with how to edit, add some color grading using your iPhone. And we'll upload this into your preferred editing app. I use both InShot and WeVideo. I've been using InShot mostly lately. And then we'll talk about marketing strategy as well. Okay. All right. And then the number 6 will be maximizing your impact as a trainer. So here we just have the same content and a different layout. These are our topics. Session 6 will be maximizing your impact as a trainer. And that's about amplifying your message. We'll talk about how to amplify your message. So in this photo over here, you can see my parents. That's my mom and dad right there. They are my co-owners of Coleman Tanner Realty. My mom, her maiden name is Hilda Guadalupe Coleman, so hence Coleman. Dad, Alan Tanner, so Coleman Tanner Realty. All right, a little fun side note. And so when I created these slides, and I'll teach you how to do this too, I created the slides to add 2 things at the beginning of every slide. I like to throw a quote and a statistic. And those are, you'll learn, those are helpful techniques to draw people into the content that you're creating. So here's a quote: brainstorming is the intersection of creativity and collaboration where ideas collide to ignite innovation. Here's our first statistic. That's me when I was working as an English teacher at a Spare South Charter School down in Homestead, Florida, south of Miami. According to a study conducted by the Academy of Management Journal, teams that engage in structured brainstorming sessions produce 20% more innovative ideas compared to those who don't utilize formal brainstorming techniques. Brainstorming is very important. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to identify our course purpose. Oh, this is my son, Sebastian. He's the co-host of the Entrepreneurial Life podcast. He lives up in Boston. He is right now probably at work. And he is my son, my partner, and my best friend. All right. Identifying the purpose of an online course is essential for crafting a meaningful learning experience that resonates with learners and achieves desired outcomes. First, step one is to define the overarching goal of the course. So today I figured what we'll do is we're going to brainstorm a course on list building. That's where our topic is going to be today. It's going to be list building, and we need to define the main goal of list building, and that is so that we can have a targeted audience. That's our main goal, so that we can sell our products or services to our sphere of influence. Okay, the target audience slash sphere of influence. All right, so it says here that this course could involve determining whether the course aims to educate, train, inspire, or entertain. So this list building course, we're going to use this list building course to educate people, right? So when I was an English teacher, we used to teach people that the three main purposes of the author's purpose, right? The purpose of writing, three main purposes is pie, like a pie. They're going to eat a piece of pie. Which slice of the pie are you going to give your audience? Persuade, inform, or entertain. Persuasive writing is to get them to do something. And informative is more like the news. Hey, this is what happened yesterday in the afternoon at the St. John's Town Center. And entertain is being a comedian or a musician or a storyteller. Those are entertaining aspects, right? So you can do straight entertainment, or you can use entertainment inside of your content creation, your informative content delivery. So I like a combination of those two, and we call that story selling. And so that could be your motive, right? My motivation here for creating this course is to be a good story seller. I'm going to inform and entertain at the same time. All right, number two, the next step is to consider the specific learning objectives that you want participants to achieve by the end of the course. These objectives should be clear, measurable, and aligned with the overall purpose. So we should have a SMART goal. So the SMART goal is specific, measurable, achievable, SMAR, realistic, and T, time-bound. All right. So what's our specific goal? We're going to create a list. We're going to create a list building course. That's the specific purpose. How are we going to measure the productivity of our course? So this course should entail, let's say, for list building. So I already have a background in list building, but let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go into ChatGPT, and we're going to see what ChatGPT recommends for creating a list building course. That is part of our brainstorming session. So I'm just going to write down, we need to make SMART goals. And let's go to the next slide. Additionally, conduct a needs analysis to understand the target audience's requirements, preferences, and existing knowledge levels. By identifying gaps and challenges, you can tailor the course content and structure to address the specific needs effectively. So let's say that our target audience are people like you and me, and we have an online business, and our requirements is that we want to build an audience that we can go to over and over again with the products and services that we sell. And right now we don't know anything. Let's say that the first step is to identify the gap. The gap that our audience has is they don't know how to start creating a list, a direct mailing list, email list, right? So we're going to answer the question: how do I create an email list? Or right? How do I create an email list? Right. Maybe a second question is, how often do I communicate with my list? because you don't want to overwhelm them. All right. And what software should I use? To email my list. Okay, so those are the challenges or the gaps, learning gaps that we're going to try to identify in order to implement this in our businesses. Lastly, articulate the value proposition of the course by highlighting the benefits and outcomes participants can expect to gain upon completion. In other words, you're going to answer the question WIIFM. What's in it for me? When you create your course, you want to have this in mind, because why would people sign up for this online course that you're creating? Well, if you're, and again, here our topic is we're going to create a course on list building. And so if our target audience, if we are doing business coaching, our target audience is businesses. And the reason why they should take this course on list building is because it's going to help them communicate their products or services, their messages. It's going to be able to present discount offers and promotions in order to attract more business. So the answer to their question, what's in it for me, is more business, more clients that you can go to on a consistent basis to present your information in order to make sales. So now we have the brainstorming structure, and we're going to create an outline. When we create this outline, we're going to create a comprehensive outline, organizing the content from the very beginning, our thesis statement, basically working through the supporting details and to the conclusion. So if we go back to, let me go back over here. This is the course outline, right? This is what you want to create when you're doing your brainstorming. You're going to start off with what's your first module, your second module, your third module, fourth module, fifth module. That's your outline. So you start off with your overarching themes, your modules, and then you get into the details, right? The supporting details that go inside of each module, and we call those lessons. Each module should align with the course's learning objectives and cover specific topics or subtopics. Within each module, outline the sequence of lessons or units. We're going to just call them lessons. You want to outline, so you start with what's the main, your thesis statement for each lesson? What's the topic for each lesson? So if you have a structure, then everything is going to logically flow from basic concepts to more advanced concepts. So you don't want to overwhelm them with advanced strategies when you're teaching a course online. You want to keep it simple and go from basic in the beginning to more advanced ideas and strategies down the road. So right now in the beginning, we're just going to focus on how can we spoon feed this information to our audience, as if, so they say like in newspapers are written at an 8th grade reading level, like the regular newspaper, like the New Times, for instance. They say that those publications, newspapers, are written at an 8th grade reading level. So let's keep our content thinking of like the 8th grade reading level. Not that people are that, we're not trying to insult people here, our audience, but we're just saying we want to keep it easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? Like just easy to spoon feed them the information, and we'll get more complex later on down the road. It says here that we should consider incorporating different types of instructional methods. So like as a teacher, we think about using visual, audio, and kinesthetic tactile learning strategies, different modalities of learning, because some people are more auditory people, others are more visual learners. And some people, just like me, like you just have to be active. You got to be doing something with your hands so that you get engaged with the content that you're learning. So we're going to think about those things as we create our course content. And then we also want to put time frames down for how long each session should be. So right now, we're about 30 minutes in. I have to be cognizant as a teacher, as an instructor, I've got to be cognizant about how much time I'm using to convey this information. So I can track myself on my delivery looking at time. So put time frames in. Just like when I was a teacher, they would tell us teach bell to bell, right? From the time the students walk into the classroom until the time they leave, you should have instructional strategies on the board and have it blocked off section by section and know how many minutes you need per section to get through each class. strategically, right, from bell to bell, and it helps you manage your students as well that way. It's a management strategy. Finally, we want to include assessment points or checkpoints to evaluate learners' understanding and retention of the material. Basically, I like to think about key takeaways. I've seen this done before and I use it myself. What are the key takeaways? If the people can reiterate what the key takeaways are from the lesson, you've done a good job of teaching it. So by crafting your outline, making it very clear and very organized, and remember, we're story selling, so you want to make it engaging, fun to watch, then you can guide your students, your audience, right? Whether it be from a coaching perspective, your coaching students, or from a business owner's perspective, you're teaching people about the product or service that you're offering and how it's beneficial to them. You want to structure your learning journey for them, right? Because they're going through a sales journey. They go through we start off as know, like, and trust. They got to know who you are. That they may not know who you are yet. So introduce yourself to them through your content creation. Get them to like you and then trust you, and then they'll want to do business with you. And so by following these instructions, these strategies, you can guide them through that sales journey, and you're going to help maximize comprehension and retention. So the main things about, if you think about starting a business off in marketing purposes, there's something that I learned about called brand ramp, and ramp stands for recognize, articulate, memorize, and prefer. So when you can get people to first recognize who you are and what you do, if they can reiterate, if they can articulate who you are and what you do, not only do they see your face and recognize you, but they can actually tell other people about you. That's articulate. Memorize, man, they know exactly that you're the go-to person for selling whatever it is that you're selling. Let's say it's cupcakes in your marketplace, right? Let's say it's Jacksonville, Florida, where I'm at. So memorize who you are, what you do, where you're located. They know all the details and how to recommend you. And then prefer, that's the top of the ramp. Prefer means you are the number one go-to person. Don't call anybody else. If you're buying real estate in Jacksonville, Florida, go call John Tanner at Coleman Tanner Realty, because that's the person you need to go do business with. That's the top of the ramp, brand ramp, and that's our goal. And so all of the content creation that you do through courses or just straight up marketing is that's what you have in mind. That's your end goal. All right, so to kick off our brainstorming session, we're going to research our topics using ChatGPT, Google, and Answer the Public. And you'll see how that will help you gather the information that you need in order to do proper brainstorming and create your outline. So let's go ahead and break away from this and get into the trenches. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a document, a Word document, or I'm sorry, not a Word document, but I'm going to use Google Docs because I love everything lives in Google online, and I love having access anywhere I'm at. So Google is my preferred. And I started using Google Docs when I was in undergraduate school. Like, whew, oh man, we're talking, it's been over 14 years now since I was an undergrad. But man, I at first I was hesitant to use it because I was already comfortable with using Word doc for 2 decades. But man, I came to really like it. And I use it every day in my legal work, and it's my go-to. So I'm going to recommend that you use Google Docs, and if you have a Gmail account, then you can access Google Docs and Google Vault, right? Google Drive. So this is our brainstorming session. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of coffee here. All right, so let's start with a heading. Go here. If you hit Control-Shift-E, it takes you right to center your text. And so we're talking about our topic here is list building. And let's just give it a better, more specific title, right? List building for entrepreneurs. Cool. And we can make this a bit larger. And we can choose a different, more fun text. Let's go with comfort. Okay. And we'll make it a bold again. And we'll come down here. Doesn't like that. Maybe it wants a little dash there or that. Okay. All right. So we've got our topic. and this is our brainstorming session. And our goal, right, is to create a course outline. So, who will this be good for? This, our target audience. Oops. Our business owners. Specifically, let's go after small business owners and startup entrepreneurs. Okay. That's who is it for? Kind of, you can do like the 5 W's, 1 H, who, what, when, where, why, how, right? And what are we creating? We're creating an online course. When, and let's say that this course is gonna be evergreen, so that means it lives forever on the internet. Where can I get that? Internet. Okay, why? Because we want to introduce people, business owners, to our business coaching service. Okay. All right. How are we going to, let's say, I don't know what the how is, let's say the how is, how are we going to promote it? How are we going to build our audience? And we're going to use social media and email marketing. Okay. That's how we're going to get people to our channels. Okay. So what is the first thing that we said here is how, the first question that we're going to answer is, how do I create an email list? And question number 2 is, how often do I communicate with my list? And question 3 is, what software should I use? Okay. And question 4, WIIFM, what's in it for me? And that's the business owner's question. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to open up a new screen, and I'm going to go to ChatGPT. First off, let's just go to Google first. I like Google. Kind of Google will give us a little bit of guidance. Oh, we're already at Google. So let me just go here and type in, how do I create an email list? Okay. Best email platforms. Email marketing list. Okay, that Google for small business sounds good. Embedding sign-up forms. One of the easiest ways to build an email list is to place email sign-up forms where visitors can easily find them. Okay, that's good. I like that. So let's see here. 1, sign up forms. Okay, let me get a little bit more specific. Can I build an email list for free? Thankfully, it's possible to build an email list without letting everything else go. Building your own list is one of the best things you can do for your business, and we don't mean that. Hold on 1 second. Let me close this because it's a little bright down in here. Sorry about that. It's morning time over here in Jacksonville, Florida. So, all right. Shopify, how to build an email list, 14 proven tactics, how to start. So there's a lot of content that you can do your research on and how to build your email list. Let's see what these 10 key moments are. Email marketing cheat sheet. autoresponder email, indoctrination emails. Oh, okay, I like that. So we have the sign up forms. We have autoresponder emails. Number 3, indoctrination. I like that. Emails. What else do we have here? Whoops. Pop-up invitation. I like that one. Email marketing cheat sheet. Show up consistently in the inbox. Add value. 5. Okay. Consistent. And add value. We'll get into what that means a little bit. And here's the email marketing cheat sheet. How do you communicate with brand new leads? Okay, that's cool. Neil Patel, how to build an email list fast and free. Give away a self-discovery or self-assessment. I love those. Okay, here's all right. Self-discovery or what? Self-assessment. Oh, okay. All right, number 7. Running evergreen webinars. Which is what I'm doing right now, creating a evergreen webinar to bring people into my sphere of influence. Talk about meta, hello intent, exit, intent pop-ups, in text, lead magnet, CTAs. So I like lead magnets. Okay. Do not overdo it. Okay. All right. Cool. So we've gathered enough information from Google to help us clarify how we create the email list. We got to create all of these different types of, some of it is what you do after you create your lead magnets, and like the autoresponder, the indoctrination, the pop-up invite. So basically the sign up form is how you capture, let's go like this. That's for capture name and email onto your list. Okay, and this is ongoing communication with your list. Indoctrination is your, let's say, your first 5 emails. Pop-up is also, that's a form of a sign-up form. And add value, this is teach. Teach, educate, inform, and entertain. AKA story selling. Giveaway, self-discovery, give away a self-discovery or self-assessment. We're going to use both of those. We're going to call those lead magnets. Okay. Evergreen webinar is a lead magnet. Oops. And those can go on your social media channels. Okay. And website, and your website. Okay. All right. Now let's go to ChatGPT and start getting some instructions here. So we're going to go to ChatGPT here. And we're going to ask ChatGPT to help guide us. Well, this is going to be fun. Sorry, my internet. I don't think it's my internet. I think it's my computer's super old and it has a lot of stuff on it, so it's really slow. All right, cool. So now let's go back to our document And we're going to highlight all of this. See, and then go back over here, and we're going to say, can you help me create a course outline on how to build an email marketing list including the following content for small business owners and startups. And I'm going to go quote, paste, and quote, and launch. Now, ChatGPT is taking all of the stuff that we did, our preliminary brainstorming, and it's going to compile, boom, our brainstorming session. It's compiling our outline for us. How awesome was that? In just a couple of seconds, ChatGPT created this. Look at this. This is so amazing. Course title, Mastering Email Marketing for Small Business Owners and Startups. Course overview. This course is designed to equip small business owners and startup entrepreneurs with the essential knowledge and skills to build and grow an effective email marketing list. Through a combination of practical strategies, tools, and techniques, participants will learn how to leverage email marketing to enhance customer engagement, drive conversions, and promote their business coaching services. Course duration 4 weeks, self-paced. Week 1, Introduction to Email Marketing. Understanding the importance of email marketing for small businesses. Identifying the target audience and defining goals. Overview of the email marketing process and its benefits. Setting up expectations and establishing metrics for success. Week 2, Building your email list. Strategies for creating compelling opt-in forms and sign-up incentives. Leveraging social media platforms for list building. Implementing effective lead generation tactics. Compliance with GDPR and CAN-SPAM regulations. Week 3, Crafting engaging email campaigns. Choosing the right email marketing software for your business. Designing captivating email templates and layouts. Writing persuasive copy that resonates with your audience. Segmenting your email list for personalized communication. Week 4, Maximizing engagement and conversion. Implementing autoresponder sequences for consistent communication. Designing an effective email indoctrination series to onboard new subscribers. Leveraging pop-up invitations and exit intent overlays. Running evergreen webinars as lead magnets to attract new subscribers. That's my favorite one. Additional resources, case studies and success stories of small businesses using email marketing effectively, recommended tool and software for email list building and management, templates and examples of high converting signup forms and email templates. By the end of this course, participants will have the knowledge and skills to build, grow, and monetize an email marketing list effectively, driving business growth and success. All right, so we're going to copy that. Come over here. We're going to paste that. And now we have our outline. So how cool is that? All right, just a little bit of brainstorming and a little bit of plug and play, and we created our outline for our course on email list building, email marketing, email list building for small businesses. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this brainstorming session. Let's just go back and see what else we have here on the presentations. Make sure we didn't miss anything. I didn't go to answerthepublic.com, so let's do that because I see that on the screen here. So let's go to a new screen. Go to answerthepublic.com. And you're probably thinking, why is it important to go here? Well, when you're doing social media content creation, we already know what the topic is that we're going to address. It's email list building. And so I want to know what other people are searching for. So if I go here and type in email list building and click search, it's going to give me a whole bunch of headings I can use in my social media marketing content, because you don't want to use the same phrase over and over again. You want to repurpose it, rephrase it in the ways that people are actually searching Google online for these answers. And so that's what's happening right now. Right now, look at this. This machine, answerthepublic.com, is looking at Google, Bing, YouTube, and Amazon and searching for how people are doing query searches for this phrase, email list building. Okay, it's doing its magic. Again, my computer is old, so it's a little bit slow. Usually it would have already popped out. Like if I was doing this on my smartphone, it would have already popped out a whole bunch of answers for this. You get, by the way, you can get 3 daily searches for free unless you create an account. You go pro, and then you can do more than that. I don't know what it is because I've never used pro. I will at some point for sure, but right now I don't do that many searches, so I don't have the need for it, but I will eventually, hopefully. And it's taking a while. Let's refresh. Okay, it came up with 205 results. Check that out. Thanks. So you can either search at it by wheels, list, or tables. So here's, and it also tells you the cost. It doesn't give you all of it, but it will tell you some of the cost per clicks for these searches. So here are some questions. Why email list? Why email list is important? What is email list building? Email list building course. What is email list? These are the terms that people are searching for. Here's prepositions, right? Build email list without website, email list building services, email list building strategies, email list without website, email list building strategy, email list building course. So basically, this is a whole bunch of brainstorming done for you in an instant. They give you phrases that you can use to market this email list building course that you just created. So that's why we're going to go to Answer the Public and take a look at that, because it's so valuable in how it will help you market this email list building course when you're done with it. So we did this. We can check that off of our list. We went to answerthepublic.com. We saw what questions people are asking about list building, what their concerns are. We've gathered all that information on our topic on email list building, and that gave us a whole bunch of insight that we can now plug into our message, right? So there's something in marketing that we call a message to market match. You've got a message, you find the right market who's looking for those answers, combine them together, you have a message to market match. Now you can present your information to the right people, the right audience who are looking for that information based on using keywords. And those phrases right there are going to be very important when you're doing your SEO, your search engine optimization. Later on, we'll talk about vidIQ, which helps you to plug in those keywords into your videos. If you're going to use an evergreen funnel, a webinar funnel on YouTube, it's very helpful. That's one of our module 6 strategies on how to amplify your message. All right, so we did Answer the Public. We looked at ChatGPT. We've created our outline. We started off with Google search, and that gave us some meat to plug into ChatGPT. And that information will help you as an instructor so that you can guide your people in answering the questions that they're looking for, okay, in your online courses that you're going to be creating. So very powerful. Google, very powerful source of information for your quick research. Back in the day, I remember, man, we used to have to go to the library and pull out a bunch of books. And I still love that. I could live in a library. Let me just put it like that. I could live in a library. I would be super happy because I love being in the library. I just love it so much. So, but this makes life so much easier. You just gather your information very quickly by doing a Google search and then utilizing these other resources so that you can create your online course content, so that you can deliver valuable information to your target audience. And this helps you structure it in a very easy way. So that is the end of this module of brainstorming, and that will help you get to your course outline. And then next session, we're going to dive a little bit deeper. We'll go into the next question, which is branding. How can you implement branding into the course that you're going to create. So the way that I love to do branding is, well, I already have my style, and I can introduce you to some different brand styles in another different type of a class, because just going to have enough time to go through it in 1 hour, because there's a lot of content behind that, a lot of research that's been done. But we'll talk about that in another session. But if you don't know what your brand is, you might want to do some research on your own as homework before you get to next Saturday's session, and or whenever you're watching this in the future. Before you watch the next module, let me put it like that. Before you watch the next module, do your homework and find out what your brand style is, because you want to infuse your brand style when you go into Canva. I like using Canva for creating my content. And when you're creating your content, you want to infuse your brand image into that content. So what you're seeing right here is an example like this: the black and white artwork, the styles of the writing. This is my brand style. I'm implementing my brand style is classic, like a classic gentleman. And I'm infusing classic gentleman into my brand style. And that way it does two things. Number one, it introduces your personality to the people that you're targeting, your audience. And number two, it's consistency. So every time they see your brands, they know exactly who you are and what you're about, because your style is consistent. It helps people to get them to know you, like you, and trust you a lot faster by being consistent with your brand style. So that'll be important. We'll talk about brand styling and how you can use Canva in order to create your content, your brand content for your upcoming online course. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.